What's up, ladies and gents? Xcal64 here, bringing you my very first black and white Wi-Fi battle. It's been a long time since I've battled, as you'll be able to see in this video, but let's see who comes out on top. So I'm battling AbraHam from the Maryland forums, or Jacob, and I'm going to lead off with my Jirachi. He's going to lead off with a Reuniclus, I believe that is. And I'm just going to go for the Stealth Rocks. He's going to go for the Recover, predicting some sort of an attack. And I'm going to switch out since I'm locked in by my Scarf, and he's just going to go for a Focus Blast, try and lay down some damage. This thing is pretty bulky, I have here, my Electros. It's got max HP. Now I'm going to stick around here and go for a Crunch just to try and attack that, but he switches into his Snorlax, and he doesn't take that very well because they don't have really massive defense. But I'm predicting some sort of a Crunch or Body Slam, so I'm going to switch out of there into my Jirachi, but that was a bad play. He ends up going for a Fire Punch, predicting me to come back in, and I don't like that matchup now, so I'm going to go for a U-turn, get the hell out of there, switch into my Gyarados, drop the Intimidate, and resist the Fire Punch. But he's going to go for a Curse and set up on me, predicting that switch. This part scared me a little bit, but I knew he would get a little cocky, so I'm going to drop a Taunt on him. And hopefully he goes for it again, which he does. And so to make up for his defense boost, I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance just to try and match that, maybe get a speed boost up on everybody else. He's just going to go for a Crunch, and he's going to get the defense drop, which led me to believe that he was going to stay in here this turn and lay down even more damage. But he's going to end up switching out, and I'm going to go for a Waterfall, which he predicts and goes into his Suicune. And he's going to take that very nicely. My only other attacking move is Stone Edge, so that's what I'm going to go for right now on his Suicune. But before that, I'm going to go for a Taunt, because I'm predicting some sort of a Calm Mind, or, you know, whatever else he wants to set up with. I was fearing a Hidden Power Electric this whole time, so I thought I would just go straight for the Stone Edge. But he goes for a Scald, and he gets the Burn. Now, this is really bad because he's got pressure, and that's going to wear out my Stone Edge in 3 more attacks. So, I figure to make up for the burn, I'll go for another DD Dance so that I'm attacking at normal attack power. And he's just going to go for an Ice Beam, try and lay down some residual damage on me. And I think I get, yeah, the taunt wears off, so I'm just going to taunt him again. And he reveals that he's going to go for an Aqua Ring. So now I'm not too worried knowing his entire set. I know that I can lay down a fair amount of damage on this thing. So I'm just going to go for another Stone Edge. And I figured this would do a lot more. But he's probably a bulky set since he's running Calm Mind. He's probably got some defense EVs invested in that thing. So I'm looking at it. I think I'll just be able to lay down both my Stone Edges on this thing. And hopefully take it out, which it doesn't look like it will. And he's just going to keep Ice Beaming and Calm Minding up along the while. His taunt wears off, but I'm actually just going to go straight for the Stone Edge, predicting me to die out this turn to the Burn. But after Leftovers Recovery, the Burn is going to bring me down to 2 HP. That's right, 2 HP. So I'm going to go for a Waterfall, and I was hoping this would KO, but sadly it doesn't. He goes for a pointless Ice Beam, which I think he should have went for another Calm Mind, or maybe set up an Aqua Ring, because the burn would have killed me. But anyways, I go out to my Roserade, and I'm going to predict the switch, because I know the rocks won't kill him when he switches back in and go for a sub, and he's going to switch into his Garchomp. He's going to go for a Fire Fang just to break my sub, which it'll easily do. I'm just going to lay down a Leech Seed on this thing, try and get some residual damage coming off that thing. I see that he's Life Orbed, so I know that with the combination of Leech Seed and Life Orb that he will be able to go down very, very quickly. I'm going to go into my bulky Porygon 2 with an Eviolite, Bold Nature, and he's going to keep going for the Fire Fang. And you can see that after 2 attacks with Leech Seed and his 2 attacks with Life Orb Recoil, he's already down to half. Seeing how much that does, I'm going to go for a Toxic instead of the Ice Beam, because I can see that I'm going to be able to live another one, especially after the Leech Seed. And I can tell that with Poison, Leech Seed, and Life Orb Recoil, he's going to faint this next turn. So I'm just going to go for a Recover and actually get some more HP back from the Leech Seed, which I think is a really great move. And I'm practically back up to full, and his Garchomp is out of the way, and that is great news for me. Now here, he sends in Reuniclus, which I'm pretty sure has the magic guard since he didn't take stealth rock damage, which means I can't toxic it and stall it out. I switch into my Jirachi, he's going to set up a Calm Mind, and I make a terrible play and go for the U-turn. Seeing how much it does, I'm figuring this thing has some bulk in defense, and I know that he's going to have the recover. I'm going to switch into my Electros. I figured this is my best option for laying down some decent damage on this thing with Crunch and my Life Orb. And I know he's just going to finish me off with a Stab, Calm Mind, Psychic, which is alright. And I wasn't quite sure what to do here. I'm just going to switch into my Jirachi and Iron Head and try and get some flinches off on it. But I actually end up getting a critical hit, which I'm pretty sure mattered. And now he's going to go into his Gengar. I don't think he knows that I was Scarfed, because he was probably thinking he was faster. But I'm going to go for the Iron Head and get a flinch on him. And that's going to take him out on the next attack. Then he's going to go into his Suicune with the rocks and deep in the red. The Iron Head's just going to finish this thing off. So thank you, Jirachi. You were great in this battle, as usual. Okay, he's going to go into his Victini, and I'm predicting the very obvious fire move. So I'm going to go into my Porygon, and he's going to go for a Fire Blast. And I think no, he doesn't get a crit right here. I'm just going to stay in here and try and do a T-Bolt so I can get some damage on this thing. But he actually ends up getting a critical hit. And right here I was really scared because all I had left was my Rupushin, Conkeldurr, and my Roserade and my Jirachi, and I know he can kill all those. So I stay in thinking I might be able to take a Psychic, which I do. I live with 40 HP, and I go for a super effective, very powerful Adamant Earthquake. And all he has left is his Snorlax, and I know I'm faster, and I'm just going to take that thing out with a Drain Punch, which means I am obviously not banded. So that was a great match, and hope you guys enjoyed. So if you would like, please leave a like, comment, please subscribe, and leave some comments down below if you like. And I hope you guys enjoyed the match. Peace out.